What's up, everybody? Welcome back to TalkBox. I'm here with Enoch
What's
Heckman.
up?
So this is one of my friends from high school, and we have Hope here, but she's not gonna talk. She's just gonna be like, helping us get conversation flowing, help us think of topics.
She's gonna be sending stuff in the chat because
Yeah.
I want to be heard. Apparently,
What was your first job?
first job was working for SAA, our high school.
Wait, what? What'd you do? Oh,
I worked
grounds?
landscape. Yeah, I worked
Oh,
grounds. I started out raking leaves, and it was, yeah, it was the, it was the guy. Do you remember Mr. Sawyer?
yes.
Yeah, so Mr. Sawyer gave me a rake, and he was like, rake up all these leaves, and there was that whole area in front of the landscape building that was like covered in leaves, right? And so I was like, okay, it's my first day. I'm gonna do my best. I'm gonna work so hard, you know. And so I like rake up all these leaves and like break a sweat because it's like 90 degrees out. And but it's like it's still pretty easy work. I'm like raking leaves. And he comes over to me at the end of the day and he says, you know, about 9 or 10 guys your age walked away from this job when I asked them to rake these leaves. And so that's how I secured that job is I raked the leaves that nobody else wanted to rake.
Wow.
So that was my first job. And then it turned into a lot of like good skills and stuff. It was actually pretty fun. He taught me like a bunch of names of different
Okay,
shovels that I don't
shut,
remember
no
anymore.
one cares. No one cares. Boring. Okay.
Classic.
First school discipline memory. Have you ever been disciplined in an academic environment?
Yes. Second grade. Um, yeah, my best friend and me, we we
I
were
don't
just like,
remember this.
no, okay, shut up. You don't know. Second, I was. Yeah, that was before you became my best buddy, even. The punishment for like talking in class or like being disruptive was you had to go and like walk a lap on the track. And that's like kind of a long distance when you're a kid. So for like the kids who are out of shape, this was like a punishment. But my best friend and I like to like run and like, ew, what? Hope says, were you spanked? Unacceptable. That is unacceptable. No, but so the punishment was walking the track. And I remember one time I just looked across the room at my friend Kyler and I started like being super loud and like slamming my hands on my desk and he started doing the exact same thing. Like he like read my mind. And she was like, all right, both of you go walk the track. And so we just spent the day like talking and like having a good time. And we would come back and like get in trouble again. And it took her a while to figure it out. She must have been kind of dumb or something. I don't know. But
Damn.
yeah, that was how we hung out.
Walking the track. That's like so savage. Dude, I don't know if this is true or not, but like if teachers or like let's say like a teacher is like, "Oh, do 10 push-ups as a punishment." That's like illegal.
Isn't that crazy?
Isn't that insane?
Okay, to be fair, if someone can't do 10 push-ups, that okay, we're gonna address Hope's comment in a second. um, but if someone can't do 10 push-ups, like that's
Why are
kind
you at
of that
school?
can mess up a kid. Like if you're why you at school? Like if you have to be publicly humiliated and like outed like that in front of your whole class, like the teacher's like do 10 push-ups and then you fall after like two or three, and then like everyone's laughing at you, like that just ruined your social status for like forever,
That's
you
true.
know? So like that I'm actually not opposed to that being illegal.
You're probably the kid that couldn't do 5 push-ups, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, I cried. No, okay. So Hope says walking the track is discrimination against bariatric individuals. And then she said spanking is non-discriminatory. So Hope is just really in favor of spanking, apparently.
Yeah, but like, what if we have a machine that like
Stop. Shut you.
okay. Okay. No, 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 hear me out. So let's say we have a machine, okay? And it has like a set power. And then every time you like have to get disciplined, you just like turn it up another
There's
power.
there's like there's like a legal limit to the spank machine. Like,
That's
no, 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 we can't turn it up to 10. The legal limit is 9.
the limit is 9. So
What
Enoch, you
are
are
these?
what? Okay.
Okay, next question.
Okay. This isn't a question, but this is just like something I want to talk about.
Okay.
So you were stuck in Hawaii over
Yeah, that was fun.
quarantine. Okay, so what's like so how was that? Like what did you like about it? What did you not like about it? Or
Well,
like here, like start it off. Like start off the whole entire story of how it happened. How did you get stuck in Hawaii?
um, okay, I feel like I should start off by saying that like we kind of knew that might happen when we went into it. And we weren't really stuck there as much as we were like it was like a lot more convenient to stay than to come back because like some flights got shut down and stuff and like our flight date kept getting pushed and everything because of all the flights getting shut down. But basically my mom had been wanting to go to Hawaii with my brother and me for like super long. Like she was a youth leader there when she was a kid, and so she made like a bunch of great memories and she's always wanted to go back. um, and so she took us there, or she set up the plans for it, and then we got there like a day or two before they shut down all the um, incoming flights. And so we were like, well, we don't know what's gonna happen, but we're just gonna like vibe here and it'll be good. So there were a lot of things that I liked about it. Like we had access to the water directly from our backyard, and we had like equipment for that, like snorkeling gear and kayaks and paddle boards and stuff like that. So that was really fun, and we could basically just go out on the water whenever we wanted. So like we would go out to the reef and like swim around and look at the fish, and um, I touched a turtle. That was pretty awesome. And there was this manta ray that was like as big as a car. No, I know it's illegal. Hope I found that out after,
Oh
but I
shoot,
don't
I
really
have you on
care.
tape. I have you on tape, Enoch. I'm
They're
gonna
gonna
turn you in.
the FBI is really gonna come for me because I touched a turtle in Hawaii. No, like I touched it on the back of its shell. I don't know if that hurts it or not. I was looking it up and they're saying it's not like uh, the reason that that's like the law is not because there's any diseases that get transferred or anything like that. They're just saying that like a lot of people don't know how to do it gently or like properly, so they just say no rather than like expecting everyone to be informed, I guess. But who knows if that's accurate? I saw that on like Quora. um, Anyway, so yeah, that was fun, and I learned how to surf, and that was super awesome. Like honestly, everyone should learn how to surf at some point because it'll just make you want to like live on a beach and never stop. I don't know. It's pretty amazing. You can learn like life lessons and stuff out there pretty easily. I don't know. It's just beautiful experience. So we ended up being there for like 5 weeks, and the only thing that that's regrettable about it is that we were in quarantine. So that kind of sucks because you can't eat at the restaurants, you can't socialize as much. For the most part, people were pretty chill about it. Like people didn't seem to care that much, but there's still that like subconscious uncomfort level, and you don't want to like get people sick, and you don't want to get sick from people because you don't know where you've been or where everyone else has been that's been around you or whatever. So like it's understandable, but I want to go back when all this stuff is done. It'll be fun.
So you learn life lessons while you're surfing, Enoch?
Yeah, I mean,
You're just so philosophical that way.
bro,
You just the
it's kind of
waters they
inevitable.
teach you.
Okay, well, one thing, this isn't a life lesson, firstly, but something cool that I noticed out there was the waves come in waves. It
No
was
way.
like it's like no 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 no, listen, hear me out. Shut you.
Okay.
Like there will be a bunch of waves in a row, and then there will be no waves for a while. And it happens like at least at the place that I was at, that would happen consistently, like throughout the day. And so you'd like if you mess up on one of the waves, sometimes by the time you get back out far enough to ride the next one, it'd be like a dead moment again. And it would really suck because you just like expended all your energy riding like through the waves, and now you can't ride any because it's just dead still. But then if you wait like 5-10 minutes, then like more waves come. I don't know. It's kind of interesting. I
It's
didn't
like a
ever
pattern.
realize that the ocean worked that way, or maybe it didn't. Maybe it was like coincidence, and I just thought. Now I think it does.
It's like the
But
ocean, dude. It's insane.
what'd you say?
Like, never mind.
Okay, well, so like the life lessons that I was learning is just kind of like there's all these like moments, and I was specifically thinking of it in terms of like different like friendships or relationships or stuff like that. Like when you have interactions with people or opportunities in your career, or your education, or whatever. Like it's, I don't know, it feels very similar to me to riding a wave. Like you're riding the wave, and sometimes you mess up. Like you kind of make one small wrong move, and sometimes the wave is really forgiving, sometimes it's not, and you get smashed into the ocean. You have to like spend a bunch of energy getting back to where you were before that, you know? But you learned a little bit, and like you just keep going and going and going, and then like sometimes it's best to just wait, and you have to be like patient and say like, no, this isn't my wave. Like it's just going to make me have to spend more energy coming back. It's not going to take me as far as I want to go. And so you'd have to like be out there for a while and like skip some waves that were like almost good enough because you feel like one better one is coming, and then you get on the better one, and then it's like, I don't know, from there on out it's just like shooting the breeze. It's just easy,
So you're just
it
being
feels
greedy the
right.
whole time.
I love
Just
the
you're
the
just
morals that
judging
you draw from
every
everything
wave
that I
that comes
say.
by. So you're just judging every wave that comes by, basically.
Exactly.
You're just like, ew, this one's not gonna take me anywhere.
I mean, that's better than realizing that after you've
Said Chicken Joe would be proud.
Chicken Joe would be proud. Oh my goodness, he would. Dude, I love that movie. Surf's Up. Top 10 animated movies. Top 3 animated movies
Top
actually.
three. Enoch, what's your number one movie? As in movie.
Surf's Up.
No way. No way.
I'm just kidding. I don't know. I'm not good at favorites questions because I like a lot of things. I don't know.
Oh yeah. Well,
Rush Hour.
you know what my favorite movie is?
Rush Hour.
Mine's Rush Hour.
What's your
You know
second
why?
favorite movie, Steven?
Rush Hour
Rush
2.
Hour 2.
Ask me what my third is.
No way is there a Rush Hour
Hour
3.
3. No, but you have no idea. Rush Hour is like the perfect mix of like black and Asian stereotypes during an era where it was like totally fine. Like it was like
Like
it
the
wasn't like
90s?
as hated.
Was it made in the 90s? That feels like the 90s to me.
It was made in the early 2000s. Well, the first one was made in the 90s, then the next ones were
Oh, see? Okay, yeah. Um, we should watch it because I still haven't seen it. There's this thing called Watch Together. Oh wait, I don't know if you do movies though. I think it's just YouTube videos. So we could pirate it. Oh shoot, I'm
ah.
incriminating myself publicly multiple times.
You know, that's a second offense.
Second offense.
You're a felon.
What happened? If you touch a turtle in Hawaii and watch an illegal movie on YouTube, you're basically a felon.
You're a felon.
Oh my goodness. Do not read Hope's last comment. Do not read it.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, this going public, you know? Like maybe 10 viewers, but at the end, like after a while, what if we start getting ad reads? Oh, this is stuff I said I'll say for the podcast. What if we get to a point where I start getting ad reads where I'm
Commission.
like sponsored by like
Your viewers have to get a commission. I mean, you're not your viewers.
I guess.
Your interviewees.
No, they don't. They're my content. It's like
They belong to you.
Here, how about this? At the end of the podcast, they get to plug any social medias they want as payments to
Okay,
my
so
10 viewers.
Bevan, do you love Malia?
Yeah?
Okay, now I'm gonna cut that part out and splice it
You were
as a
gonna cut that?
response to the question that I'm about to ask. So it's fine with you if I get 20% commission on everything you ever make from any video, right?
What?
Cue the yeah. See, because we've got it on audio recording now, so
So now you're
basically we can make an
now you're
audio
blackmailing
contract.
me. So now you're blackmailing me. That's a third offense, Enoch. What's next? Are you gonna start just pirating my podcast? Just claiming them as yours? Are you gonna read off my specific?
I'm gonna cut out the part where you introduced me, and then I'm gonna introduce you.
Oh,
Then I'm gonna cut out all the parts where you ask the questions.
it's just you talking the whole time.
It's just
Me laughing.
it's just yeah, and then it'll be my podcast.
Great, great. Criminal in the making, dude. So I saw this video like a while ago, saying how all like the criminals that we put in prison actually makes them better criminals because we're putting all the criminals together to
Yeah.
learn from each other.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah, this is actually a controversial issue because there's some people who say that the solution to that is to increase funding so that we can do more rehabilitative instead of impunitary. So like I don't know if that's the right word, but basically like less punishment, more teaching.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
but it requires a lot more manpower and like resources, right? Because you've got to like pay people. The government now has to pay people to like train convicts, and then also convicts could just learn how to play that system and like reduce their time based on, I don't know. So there's like different arguments about it, but like it's a good idea, It seems like it'd be a good idea. The logistics of it are kind of complicated, but
It's a good idea if you're a felon.
yeah, it is because like you're not going to be a felon anymore. Like you'll get your life turned around. What do you mean if you're a felon?
Yeah, but
rehab would be good if you were a drug addict.
okay, but aren't there like,
Yes.
a bunch of gangs in like prisons where they could just like buy each other into the system, you know?
Buy each other into the rehab.
Or like
Okay, no. Yeah, actually that's a valid point. Like if that's some people's argument, like, well, okay, you've got people who aren't going to change, so if you just keep rehabilitating them and they fake like they're learning their lesson, and then they go out and they do the same thing, like how many chances do you give them before you just punish them harshly? Is it 2? Is it 3? Like it's kind of a tough situation regardless, because people are going to take advantage,
Hope said we should make them do push-ups
and spank them.
we should make them walk the track.
Walk. Oh, that's a perfect analogy, Bevan.
What?
You're like how you were saying all the criminals just like hang out because the punishment system
Like you
is
and your
just putting
friend.
them together. Yeah, we were just the beginnings of the criminal minds. Oh my goodness.
The origins of a felon.
The origins of a felon. Walk the track.
Walk the track.
Yes, teacher.
At the end of the day, they're probably just gonna like get bored of walking the track. You know, that's how treadmills started. It was actually a punishment.
No way.
I'm serious. That's how the earliest treadmills were like these. It was like it's like the paddle part of a paddle boat, the part that spins, and they would just like keep walking. They're like they're like
I'm talking
stairmasters.
about a spanking machine.
No. The paddle part of a paddle boat.
And it's just like going in circles.
Dude, what if it's a 2-for-1?
It's a twofer.
No, but basically it was like a stairmaster where they would just like keep walking to power all these farm equipments or whatever. I don't know, but that's how treadmill started apparently. Honestly, I don't even know if any of this is like credible. Like this whole podcast is not even credible. So we can just be talking about whatever we want.
You could cite us as a source. We'll put it in MLA at the end.
Yeah. So we could just totally be like, oh yeah, did you know that the sun is gonna explode tomorrow?
De Los Reyes et al. 2020.
Hope's bullying me. She's calling me the worst podcast host.
She says, "Ha ha 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 ha. Bevan sucks. Worst podcast host. Ha ha
Uh,
ha
well,
ha." Nice, Hope.
see if I invite
Nice.
you to the next podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So the next thing we're gonna talk about.
Wait.
What?
My first job was actually babysitting. Okay,
Okay,
we
no
can
one
move on.
cares. No one cares. Wait, no, she actually left. No way. Okay, anyways, we're just gonna keep going without her. Okay, so hope that's our call. Um,
Oh man. Okay, well she was being mean first, so that's kind
yeah.
of.
Okay, so
I'm
next
still gonna
thing,
text her and say come back.
do it. Tell her
We
come.
need we need her silent booing. Oh, she's back.
She is. Okay,
I
hope's
was just
back.
about to text you, Hope. Okay.
Okay, finally.
Boo! How did she know? She was out of the call when I said that. She just typed boo. What?
Shoot, dude. It's like that one iPhone conspiracy thing where they're like when you're calling someone and you could hear them before they even pick up or whatever.
Oh yeah.
So it like proves that the iPhone is like always recording whatever you say. And then like when they have ads that are like tailored to what you've been like talking about or like
Yeah.
texting recently, it's
I can
like
never
they
I can never tell if that stuff is like, you know what I mean? Like I can't tell if it's just us trying to find patterns in the world or if it's like real, you know? Because it's not 100% consistent.
I guess so. But
Like
like I don't
there's evidence for it, and there's also evidence that I'm like creating it in my mind, so I can never
know.
tell.
You're creating it in your mind. It's like it's credible.
Because it's like, oh shoot, I just got an ad for candles, bro. I was talking about candles last week with my homie. Like, you know, like you could just be like, you could be ad libbing whatever, you know.
I guess so. It's like memorizing keystrokes. It's like the phone like memorizes keystrokes. That's another thing I want to talk about. So, like if I just walk around with a thermal camera.
Where are you going with this?
Okay, if I just okay. So let's say I'm trying to break into a house. So let's say I'm
It's a
trying to break.
hypothetical. It's a
It's
hypothetical.
hypothetical, and the house uses
King of
a
transitions.
key code, a key code lock. If I walk around with a thermal camera, I could totally just like see where their fingers were touching, and then just base it off which buttons are the hottest and which ones are not. You know?
First of all, first of all, how many houses do you use a keypad to get into?
Okay, well, it doesn't have to be keypads.
Where are you gonna be robbing people like
It could be
Beverly
like
Hills?
it could be like iPhones. Like people with iPhones, like when they type in the number things.
Do you think that you would leave that much heat from your finger typing the button? You'd have to like get it right after.
I have such sweaty hands, Enoch.
That doesn't. Okay, we're gonna move on.
Okay, but
Hope
like,
says, or you could dust for fingerprints. Yeah, that would be much better.
no, I think my
Except
thermal camera idea is better.
that doesn't make any sense. Like, yes, the screen is warm. I think the passcode is.
Yeah, you tell me, felon.
Listen to the felon, Bevan. He has experience. Okay, Hope.
Have you
First of
actually
all,
like? Actually, no, I'm not gonna ask that.
you're
That's
gonna
you're
ask me if I was a felon in a
no.
public call. You think I'm allowed to say that? I'm required to say that. I'm required to tell you if you ask me.
I'm not gonna do that. Enoch,
Yeah.
I can't. It's against my morals.
Okay.
Okay. Uh, so the next thing on our list. Actually, this one could actually also include Hope. Like Hope could have a say in this. So we're gonna talk about like education systems, but like specifically academies versus um public school. But like Hope is like homeschooled. So I guess she could like put her input on whatever she thinks.
So we'll have a variety of opinions here. Hope was homeschooled. I went to academy all my life, and you never went to school. You were living in
I never went to school. Okay, I went to public school from kindergarten to fifth.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
from
basically
6.
a thug. You're basically a thug.
Yeah, I'm a felon.
You're a felon for that. Okay.
Okay. So let's just
Honestly, Bevan, you need to write an autobiography from the streets of the Philippines to the high rolling pharmaceutical company. I don't know. I don't know what it would be called.
It sounds like
Something like that.
a drug, what's it called? A drug lord
Yeah.
documentary. He just calls us drugs pharmaceuticals.
Yeah. From drugs to drugs. That's your that's your that's your auto bio.
Okay, so let's just start talking about like academies, public schools, all that kind of education stuff. So what do you think academies like are totally like way better in compared to any other educational system?
Academics. That one's actually proven. There's higher academic performance.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Like
Is
on
this
the ITBS tests and stuff, we do better than
oh
in public schools. And generally, like even though it's I don't remember something our teachers were telling us in elementary school that it was like harder to get A's at that school, like at Orangevale, it was harder to get A's than at like the public schools competing in our region or something. But like we still had a higher average of A's compared to those other schools.
yeah, but like when you
Honestly, a lot of it I think has to do with the teacher to student ratio.
yeah,
Because whenever you need help, the teacher is there because there's so few kids, you know.
yeah, that's true.
You got a
Like
room
it's
with like
also
20
more in
kids
line.
and one teacher. That's way better than actually it's way less than that usually. It's usually like 10 kids per class, you know?
Yeah. Okay, so Hope said academics are very strong, and she also said when she was at academy, she knew a kid who thought dinosaurs weren't real.
Okay,
How are you
so
gonna defend
first of
me, Nick?
all, dinosaurs are not real.
Were you that kid?
Ask yourself this, Hope. Have you ever seen a dinosaur? Have
Birds
you
are
ever
dinosaurs.
seen dinosaur bones? No, only on TV. She says, I will leave this call. Okay, let's go back. Something Hope brought up was community. That's a huge thing. Community is very strong.
Absolutely huge.
It's what?
What?
Did you say
Okay.
biblically huge or absolutely
But
huge?
absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely community. But like in public schools, they have like their own, like there's more culture, I feel like. Like there's more subcultures.
In public school?
Yeah, because there's like
Yeah,
more kids, so there's
it's
like
bigger, yeah.
the nerds, and then there's like maybe like emo kids and jocks, and then gamers. Like there's more subcultures. But in private school, you're kind of just forced to be with each other.
Honestly,
Like
I
if you're
love that.
if you're the only nerd or like quote unquote nerd within 10, it's like a 1 to 20 nerd jock ratio.
Yeah, you can't have like a nerd clique when there's like three nerds. Actually,
Yeah.
that's not true. That happens sometimes. But
Yeah.
okay, Hope said something good. She said more diversity doesn't mean more community though.
Oh.
This
Oh,
is
why don't you
true in my
talk?
opinion.
This would be so much easier if you could just talk.
Yeah, we don't want to keep on having to say what you're typing. Okay, your voice sounds fine. Just come on the call.
Yeah. Stop being such a
Suck.
okay. Okay. Just keep talking, Nick. So let's comment on Hope's ideas. More diversity doesn't mean more community, though.
Though.
Though. I mean, I
Though.
guess so. But like, I feel like I don't know. In public school, there is, I feel like there's bigger chances for people to fit in compared to private school. Because private school is more like an exclusive family, in my opinion.
Okay, so that's a really good point. I can actually attest to this, like with the difference between my brother's experience and mine. And granted, he's a freshman still, so like he hasn't had the full time, and he's not looking back on like all the good memories like I am, you know.
Hmm.
And he's also been sick a lot this year, so like he hasn't been in the school as much. But for him, it's been a lot less like inviting than it was for me, you know, because I'm a very outgoing person and he's very like introverted.
Hmm.
So um, and I know that even in our class or in my class, um, there was there were people who even at the end were kind of like, you know, if I don't talk to any of you ever again, that'd be totally fine by me, you know. just because they were, I don't know, it just wasn't their thing. But for some of us, it was really good, you know. So it was kind of a coin toss. And I felt like everyone was included because I kind of floated around and would like talk to everyone. But not everybody felt that way. Some people definitely felt what you're talking about with like the exclusion and stuff.
Yeah.
Hope, stop sending these gross emojis. She sent the large eye, large tongue, large eye thing. Ugh. Foot stuff. Okay, we're just gonna ignore everything. Oh, that you said that. I hate you. I almost incriminated Hope. Okay. So we're canceling you. You know what?
Okay.
Let's just kick Bevan out. Hope, come on the call and we'll continue this podcast.
I'm the one
All right, no, I'm
recording.
playing.
Okay. Anyways, so what's like another? Okay, what do you think public schools have that is better? I think at the same time, I feel like public school academics are better
Really?
because they have more classes and more like like opportunities in general. Like they have so many clubs. Like they have varsity debate. I didn't even know debate was a sport.
They're like sweating up there, bro. Like table to table. They're shouting.
Yeah, like you could get athletic credit for that or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
Like that would never happen at academy. Like we had like Smash and Chess Club, and
that's
that
true.
it lasted for half a year
Yeah,
because
all the clubs and
credit.
everything like that are very on the shoulders of the students.
Yeah,
And the students are like so small. Okay, the other thing is like I feel like public school kids are more self-sufficient. They're kind of like thrown into this big pond and they have to figure it out for themselves. I feel like a lot of the private school kids come into that school with friends from elementary and stuff like that, right? And
yeah,
so they feel very comfortable, and their parents are like very involved in like the school events because it's so small and like parent dependent and stuff like that. Like they're there for the hot lunches and that kind of stuff. So I feel like a lot of private school kids end up um, being a lot more sheltered, and they have to kind of go out of their way to learn independence and self sufficiency, whereas it kind of happens naturally to public school kids.
yeah.
So that's the other thing is that like the students are the ones responsible for making the clubs, and they're also like the least equipped to do it like some of the time, you know.
Yeah, that's true.
But
That's true.
I mean, when it does happen, it's fun. You say like fields. No, don't hate. Okay, Smash Club was pretty fun though. That was just like people playing Smash after
Yeah.
school. I was and learning how to play chess. Actually, that was pretty successful. And
You
Fielder didn't have any friends coming into SAA, so I rest my case.
you would rest your case, you felon.
I thought you were gonna say something about like varsity debate, but instead you went back to felon.
Oh yeah. Okay, varsity debate. Like that's like something I heard of my senior year of high school.
Yeah.
It's like so
You
they
never
like
watched The Amazing Spider-Man?
what? That might
Gwen
be
is on the debate team, and it's on his. Okay, anyway,
yeah, I don't do that kind of stuff. I'm not I don't
I
debate.
don't.
I'm more of a gamer and professional podcaster.
Professional.
Yeah,
Are you? What would you say you're better at? Video games or podcasts?
podcasts.
Oh, you must suck at video games.
Okay, like my dream job is like to be a talk show or a game show host. That's like my dream
Drop
job.
out of farm school and go to talk show host school.
I'm not gonna do that. That's a waste of time. But like,
I like how you said it's a waste of time instead of acknowledging the fact that those schools don't exist.
yeah,
No, they're too expensive. You
the
know, I've got a
trade.
bunch of.
The trade. Dude, like, what if there's like a
Celebrity
serious
school.
trade out there? Yeah, like I know they have like modeling academies and stuff, and there's also like
Drama.
sure like theater kids.
Yeah.
Hope's a
They
theater.
never go anywhere.
That
They all just become doctors or something. You know,
was actually my first impression of Hope. Like we started
theater
talking
kid.
about no, yeah, kind of like to an extent. I was like that was like one of the first impressions. Like we were talking
She's
about
freaking.
Fielder being the lead role in oh Fielder is one of our friends from high school by the way, if the listeners didn't know. But yeah, he played the lead role in Lame not Les Mis, Fiddler on the Roof. So he played the Jewish dad. I don't know what his name is.
As opposed to the non-Jewish dad.
What's the Jewish dad's name?
Oh shoot, Reb Tevye.
Rev Devia. Rev Devia. Yeah, yeah. So we were talking about that, and then Hope like knew Fiddler on the Roof. I did not know the musical Fiddler on the Roof until we did it for our academy. So that was like pretty shocking. I was like pretty impressed. I was like, geez.
I feel like this is a good segue into Hope's part of the discussion on homeschooled kids, because I feel like my impression of homeschooled kids is that they generally come
Our
in like
learners.
more equipped, and they have like a bunch of like cultural background and stuff.
That's
Like,
cultural background. What
I mean,
culture?
no, no,
Being in the
like,
house?
no, I'm saying like the arts and stuff. When I say cultural, I mean like watching plays. I don't know. Just like the homeschooled people that I
Oh,
know
like,
are like good at
you know.
trivia. They're always good at trivia. You know what I mean? Because they're so desperate to see the world that they're just like Googling and reading books all the time
Sure.
inside their
Yeah,
room.
see that.
Do
But
you
I mean,
concur, Hope?
yeah,
Is this
disagree.
accurate?
She said I would disagree. I stayed at home with myself. Oh, but she also said he's not wrong.
Yeah, see, so
Yeah.
they're just Googling stuff all the time, living vicariously through everyone else. So they become really smart, like trivia kids.
Would you make your kids homeschooled kids?
I feel like I would homeschool my kids for the first few years. And then honestly, it depends on my kids though. Like I have to think about their personalities. But like I know that
Do you just determine their personalities right off the bat? Huh?
no,
You
what kind of a
felon?
question is that?
They both they're felons.
Felon children? Felon kids. That'd be a great sitcom. Felon kid. Actually that wouldn't. Never mind.
What are you talking about?
Okay. Um
It's okay, Nick.
okay, but I remember hearing something like I think it might have been Ellen White or something, talking about how like she was thinking that like boys generally should go to school later on, like 9 or 10. And we put and girls too should go to school later than like what we're putting them in at. She was saying that like, you know, kids need to spend time like being creative and being with their parents and their siblings and like being out in nature and exploring and stuff. Um, and that they learn a lot of like good skills like that, and that they'll catch up to the rest of the kids. Like if they're not forced to sit at a desk forever, like early on, you know, when they're so active.
Mhm.
So I see value in that.
So do
I
you
feel
think
like
we
it's
would
a good
have
idea.
like way more fit kids if that was the case?
Not just physically fit. I mean, like I think it's good for like for the minds. It's good for like psychological issues and like hyperactivity and emotional disorders and stuff. Like I feel like some of that can be rooted in how the school system is so structured around like sit and be still instead of get out and use your bodies and explore, you know?
But there's also like PE and recess. I mean,
Okay,
I don't
but
know.
there's a reason that kids are always looking forward to that and not the other classes,
Yeah,
you know?
because it's fun.
Exactly. Like kids
Yeah.
are meant to have like fun
Yeah, but like even
and
now, I
they
don't
learn
I
from
just want to have
play.
fun.
Okay, I mean that's a fair point, but maybe you just want to have fun because you didn't have enough fun as a kid.
Oh shoot. Hope
Shoot, not
said walking the track just hits different.
just okay, what would you call that emoji that she used? Where it's like woozy.
Woozy?
Yeah, it's like the mouth is all like squiggly.
It's like a puckered face.
No, it's not puckered.
It's
It's
like
like
half puckered. Okay, the
it's like
emoji she has, it's like the face, like a regular face, but the mouth
one
is
eye is like half closed.
but the mouth is squiggly.
Mouth is squiggly, one eye is like half closed. You know the emoji. You guys know the emoji.
Yeah. I mean, that's like the best we could explain it.
Leave a like, subscribe, and comment the name for this emoji.
Okay, we're not gonna get that popular. People are not gonna take the time to do that. Okay, this is my show. You're just a guest. You're literally gonna be here for one episode, and then I'm never gonna talk to you ever again. Okay.
We're done being friends after this. You're not gonna talk to me anymore.
Yeah, I don't talk to felons like you.
This is your way of like thinning the herd of your friend group.
Shoot, I
It
just
starts out hey, you want to be on my podcast? And then you learn everything you need to know to incriminate them so that if they ever try to talk to you again, you say, hey, be careful. I've got the dirt on you.
Yo, what if like we just trick like instead of interrogations, we just trick people into doing podcasts? Where we just like ask them like deep questions.
You should go into criminal law. Oh, this is why Hope hasn't turned on her mic. She doesn't want to get incriminated, I bet.
Oh shoot. So this whole time we probably don't even have a friend named Hope, and we're just blaming all these like supposedly Hope comments.
She's
And no
like
one would ever know.
she's like our Freudian slip. She's like the subconscious that
Nice. Okay, shut. Okay, no one cares.
with the emojis again.
Okay, she sent the eye mouth. Okay, we're gonna move on. So we talked about academy, we talked about homeschooling, and we talked about public school from our perspective, from non-public school and non-homeschool kids. We just talked about them.
I feel like most of your listeners are gone by now.
No way.
It's 45 minutes in. If you're still here, comment
Okay,
the
stop.
secret word. The secret word is. What's the secret word, Beef?
I don't care, okay?
The secret word is I don't care. I don't care.
Okay.
Beefin et al. 2020.
Okay. So next thing we're gonna talk about is nursing and pre-med. So Hope is pre-med. Enoch was former pre-med, and then he bailed out and just went to pre-nursing. I am pre-farm, so I'm like half and half in between pre-med and pre-nursing.
You were also bio before. No, you were biotech before, huh?
Yeah, and
It
now
was
I'm
bio. Hope is health
thinking-
com, and now you're health com.
Yeah,
So
easy.
we're like the triad,
the
basically.
trifecta.
The trifecta. We're a threefer.
Stop. Okay, so let's talk about that. So Enoch, why did you? No, we're not gonna talk about why.
Yeah,
That's gonna take way too long.
it's yeah.
Okay,
We already
what do you
we
think's
already
harder,
went over that at the
pre-nursing
beginning.
or pre-med?
Which do I think is better?
Harder.
Harder. Pre-med is harder.
You think so?
Yeah,
I feel like
definitely.
pre-nursing is really demanding though.
Okay, to be fair, this is my second year because I did pre-med last year. So pre-nursing whatever I did second might feel easier because I learned a lot of like study skills and stuff last year, you know? But even with that being said, I still feel like pre-med is more difficult inherently because you're taking the chemistry sequence is so hard. Okay, I don't know. Some people think it's easy. I do not think it's easy. You got to take like hard
The physics
classes at the same
sequence.
time, like bio and chem at the same time. That's really demanding.
And
That was
biochem.
way more demanding to me than honors prereqs have been. Anatomy, physio, honestly, like yeah, anatomy was kind of demanding. Microbiome is pretty demanding, but you take them one at a time, so it's like not that bad, you know.
I mean, as a pre-farm, I take all the hard sciences one at a time because I don't have to take the whole physics sequence, and biochem is not required.
Oh, dude, yeah, you get out of the best ones.
Yeah, so I could either take biochem or cellular and molecular.
Take
so I get to
biochem.
choose.
Oh no, those are both hard classes actually.
Yeah.
Okay, to give you perspective, CNM was hard for. It was like ridiculously hard.
Oh yeah.
And he like struggled in that class. It's like a 4.0 student. He's like a 4.3 student, and I don't think he got an A in that class. Not to out, but like that class is like messed up. Yeah, so I don't know. That class was really hard for him, but a lot of people say biochem is hard. So make your decision wisely. But I would do biochem if I were you.
Okay, let's talk about one more thing before we close. This is our last topic. Let's talk about our first impressions of each other, if you guys remember.
Bevan, you've always been there in my mind.
What? I just okay. Enoch and I
Oh,
first met
unacceptable.
my freshman year of high school. He was a sophomore, and Hope and us we all met this year,
Yeah.
this school year, this school year. Okay,
Oh,
Hope
you're
said
so
she thought
mean.
Enoch looked funny to could be completely serious. Why? It's the hat? Is it the hat? Okay, she said she doesn't know.
Oh,
Yeah.
it was the
My fir-
sideburns.
my first impression of Enoch
My
was
religious obligation made me look funny to you.
oh yeah, people don't know
Ah,
Enoch's Jewish. He's like hardcore Jewish.
hardcore. That's the official term. We've got orthodox, and then one step down is hardcore.
Is that are you the one step down?
Ah, dude, okay, this is a whole different discussion. Uh, basically, I am a I'm a child of God, and I'm a follower of the Torah, and I'm a believer in Yeshua as Messiah, or people call him Jesus, but Yeshua is Messiah. So like he taught Torah, I'm gonna follow Torah. Torah says to let your sideburns grow long, so that's why my sideburns are long.
Hey, there we go. Okay. Okay. So back to the first
Sideburns.
so back to the first impressions.
Yeah, so Hope just noticed my sideburns and thought I was weird.
So wait, what's your
My
first
first
impression of
impression of Hope was that she was really sweet, actually, because she was like very smiley. And after barely meeting us, like when we all had like acoustic club, and I kind of met her vicariously through you guys and then through Nova.
Nova is
Um,
our other friend.
yeah, because you were
She's
like talking to Nova on FaceTime, and then you like texted a bunch of people, and you were like, "Hey, you guys want to worship together in the prayer garden?" And for some reason, like everyone was down. And then after like barely meeting each other, like Hope was all huggy with everyone and everything, and it was just like so like pure, you know. And so I was like, "Dang, this person is so cool." Like, this just feels like so natural. Like we're all just like family here, you know.
yeah. Okay,
No,
now
I'm not trying to guilt trip you.
wow. So you
I
had
don't.
this
I was
such
just.
a good first impression of her, and then she's just like,
He
Enix
looked funny.
ugly.
No, I'm not. That doesn't hurt my feelings. I was just messing with you, Hope.
Yeah, it's a-okay.
What was your first impression of Hope?
Me? Oh, okay. So I've had like a couple, but like the one I said earlier, where she like recognized the theater stuff that Fielder was in, and then there's this other time where we were having um what's it called, like lunch or something, and then Hope was sitting by herself, but Fielder already knew Hope through honors class, so he like sat down next to her, and then I sat down with Field, who is also my roommate. This was like pretty early on. So then Fielder got a kombucha, but it was like shooken up or something. It was like really like the eyes wouldn't open. They're
Oh,
like
this is where this story comes from.
yeah. So then he opens it and it explodes all over Hope, like all over Hope, and all over him, but like barely over him. So then
That's how you met Fielder.
so then that's kind of how I like started talking to Hope. I was just like, hey, you're the person that Fielder spilled
Kombucha kid.
kombucha on.
Hope is kombucha kid.
Oh, okay. So apparently, okay. So Hope's saying she didn't even know us. She said that that's just how she met us
Fielder
through
just
the
saw her from
kombucha.
across the room, and it's like time to go spray kombucha on her.
Dude, what if? That's like how
And now we're
bullies
all friends. Oh my goodness. What if that's the strat?
the strat just like embarrassing each other and just food fighting.
You go up and trip someone. Oh, sorry, my bad. You want to be friends?
Honestly, that's like so simp of you.
That's so simp. What? Shut up, dude. I don't even know what you mean by that.
Oh no?
Okay. So that was your okay, Hope. What was your first impression of beef?
Yeah. What was it? I mean, that's if that's like how if that was the first time she met us, I was probably just laughing at her the whole time. Or
Hope,
like,
don't try to type this out. Just come on the call.
or else
Bevan's
probably,
just gonna rant for 5 minutes while you type out your first impression.
or I was probably just like flaming on Field the whole time because he did that. I was probably trying to make Field feel bad. I was like, okay, so this is how I imagine myself at the moment. So he spills the kombucha on Hope, and I'm like, you did that on purpose, didn't you?
No way did you say
I
that.
feel like that's how I imagine myself at the moment. You did that on purpose, didn't you? Because I just messed with Field in like such a way like that.
Yeah. Did
Okay,
you
she said,
actually say that?
I don't know. I mean, I feel like I probably did, but probably not at the same time. Okay, she said, okay, we're not gonna talk about
We're
that.
not gonna say that second part,
Okay, she said
but
she
you
said
thought
she
he was
thought I
really
was
funny.
funny. I think
And
I'll
I realized Bevan was really cool.
sweet. I think that's like a lot of people's first impression of me. Like, like,
You know, my first impression of you, Bevan, was, this guy's like the most humble. He's just always thinking about others first, and he never builds himself up too much. He never gets too puffed up.
yeah. She said I opened my mouth really wide and I have a goofy laugh.
Word for
Jeez.
word, I thought Bevan's laugh was really goofy. He like tilts his head back and opens his mouth really wide and like laughs with his whole body. Okay, that's true. That's actually
It's a guffaw.
why do you have to keep saying
And she
this to
said
me?
Enix ugly.
You're so mean.
Sheesh. Wow. I love it. All our first impressions of each other. So Enix just gives off bad vibes. Just
Yeah,
from
I
how he
guess.
looks. Jeez, Enix. How are you gonna are you thinking of changing that or are you just gonna deal with
Um,
it?
not gonna lie, I actually have a good self-image, or I had a good self-image before tonight, So, I
Yeah, I
might
guess
start
so.
being insecure now. I've never really tried it out before, but I might give it a shot. Thanks to Hope.
It's the felon in you, said
It's the
Hope.
felon in me. What does that mean?
It's because you grew up walking the track.
Okay, you realize how ironic that is? I look funny because I keep the ancient law of the Torah, and she says that I look funny because it's the felon in me,
Oh
which is a
shoot.
lawbreaker. This is the Hope paradox.
The whole paradox.
I'm gonna coin it right now.
Okay. Honestly, that's probably gonna be the title of this podcast. The Hope Paradox.
Ooh,
They're not gonna get it until they get to the end of the
the Hope
podcast.
paradox. Yeah.
And they're never gonna know who this Hope person is because she never talks. Hope, just say something. Just at least so your voice is in the podcast.
She said, "Suck my."
Said
Stop.
Sugan.
You keep saying. Okay, I have a question for you, oh interviewer. Hope keeps saying weird stuff and then saying it's what you told her to say. Is that accurate?
Okay, so that's it for today's podcast. Thanks for listening, everyone. Thank you to Enoch for
She says this
for
is all scripted.
no shut
Need
yo shut
help.
yo shut yo shut yo.
What? Oh
Okay,
my goodness.
okay, so thank you
Did
to
you
Hope
hack
for
Hope's
being
account?
here, and thank you for to Enoch for being here.
He told me to tell you I thought you were ugly when I first met you. No way, bro. Self-image restored. Because I don't care what you think, Beef.
So it's all me now. It's all me. Yeah, Enoch, I think all this about you. I think you look funny. Okay,
The
okay.
funny the funny thing about this podcast is that Hope doesn't exist and we're both just using her to like
Yeah.
you
Like
should you should implement Hope, quote unquote, in every podcast.
yeah. So she's like always there.
She's always there. Even though nobody knows who this is.
Yeah, unless she talks within the next 5 seconds. Five, four, three,
Wait,
two.
Bevan!
Enoch,
Yo.
do you think you're funny? Do you think you're funny?
Don't end the podcast on that note. You savage.
All right, fine. All right. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So that's another thing about Enoch. He like tries. He's such a tryhard. but that's appreciative.
That's appreciative. I'll let you mean by that, but
Guys, can we just end the podcast? It's okay. I'm ending it here.
all right.
Okay, so thanks, Enoch. Thanks, Hope, for being
Yeah,
here.
it was fun.
That was pretty fun, right? Yeah, definitely gonna keep doing this, especially for a second episode. We're just like professional conversationalists at the end of the day. So yeah. So this is
You,
okay.
you have to end it at the end of the day and then end the
No,
podcast.
no, no. This is my ending statement. Everyone shut yo and have a good day at the end of the day.
Stupid.